Ladies and gentlemen of the gaming community, I am Morphologist, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about 5 reasons why I believe H1Z1 is a better game than DayZ. So let's start off with number 1. A more stable engine. H1Z1 is going to be using the Forgelight engine. Now, if you're a PlanetSide 2 player or an EverQuest player, you'll know that this is actually a very nice engine. It has been able to scale quite nicely for a large amount of players, and it has a very decent geometry and texture budget. That means a lot more things in the world for us to interact with. And despite this, even if you've got a lower end machine, you're still going to be able to get decent frames per second, judging by PlanetSide 2's engine. DayZ's engine, on the other hand, has been plagued with a ton of issues from the get-go, and that's because it's on the Arma 2 engine, which really wasn't built to do what they're trying to make it do. Now, I can appreciate that it's still in alpha, but zombies going through walls is a pretty game-breaking issue that currently isn't in H1Z1. Survivors with lower NPCs can't even go into large cities like Chernogorsk or Electro because the FPS is just too low, to the point where the game no longer becomes playable. Even those of us with higher-end hardware, such as myself with a Titan Black, still have issues going into cities. And I'd personally rather be fighting other players and zombies than my own PC. On top of all of that, they still have to integrate physics, which wasn't actually originally built into the engine. Now, I commend them for trying to do so, but the likelihood of them breaking more things in the end is pretty high. If you've been following the live stream like I have, you'll also notice that there is already support for zombie hordes, vehicles, physics, and the ability to start your friend on fire. This is, of course, a pretty nice alternative to just axing somebody in the face or back of the head like what is currently going down in DayZ. Number 2. More experienced developers. Now, a lot of the people currently working on H1Z1 are veterans of PlanetSide 2 and other games that use the Forgelight engine. On top of that, these developers are the same people who developed the Forgelight engine when it was first being conceived. So it should go without saying that these guys already know the ins and outs of this engine and what it can do. Number 3, it's going to be free to play. That means those of us who don't have a lot of cash to fork over for new games don't have to pay an arm and a leg just to join in on this awesome experience. Number 4, SOE is going to be using their own hosted servers, which means that they're going to be larger. That means like 1,000 people plus on one server at one time. And it's also going to be stable because we know this from PlanetSide 2, which already has 1,000 plus players on one server every single day of the week. DayZ, on the other hand, has some pretty severe latency issues at 50 players plus. And that can be an issue, especially when somebody's shouting friendly, friendly, and suddenly warps to your face and chops it off. Lastly, but probably most importantly, a better anti-cheat system. Now, if you played PlanetSide 2, you'll already know that their anti-cheat system is pretty efficient, and the fact that you've only got a few servers to play on makes it a lot easier to find those hackers and get rid of them right away. DayZ currently is suffering from what they always suffered in their modding phase, the invasion of the inevitable trolling script kiddies. As funny as it is to see a talking cow, I don't appreciate losing all of my things that I spent the last several hours earning. And the plain fact of the matter is, nobody likes to play a game that has an unstable and unreliable anti-cheat system. If you disagree with any of my arguments, please post in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I really want to see what you guys are going to say. Also, be sure to check out my other video, Why DayZ is Better Than H1Z1. If you liked the video, please support me by liking, subscribing, and telling your friends. And I'll see you guys next time.